Hello, welcome to Infographics by Ash, and today's topic is all about Shakespeare and how he impacted the world. Let's start with the quick facts. Born April 26, 1564 in Warwickshire, England during the Renaissance era. He died on his birthday in 1616 in Stratford-upon-Avon, England. His spouse was Anne Hathaway from 1582 to 1616. He had 5 children, 2 died, and 1 became a play called Hamlet. He got his education at King Edward VII's School. Now, let's talk about his childhood and some of his adult life before he became famous. He did have a very mysterious childhood. He did go to school, obviously learn how to read and write. When he was walking by streets, he saw people acting out a play, which inspired him to become one of the greatest playwriters of all time. He became 18 when he was a father and a husband. In 1585, he found a job at Swan Theatre in London, and that is how he was able to afford for his family. So, how did he become famous? What was his most famous play, you ask? Well, he did write a lot of plays in his spare time. One of the most notorious plays we all know of and heard of is Romeo and Juliet. I'll act it out for you. I'm sorry, Miss Valencia, these are the only 2 toys I had. Romeo and Juliet is an old story of true love. They fell in love at first sight. 2 kids in love. Or are they? Of course they are. They know their family hates one another, but yet 2 of their kids love each other. Friar Lawrence offers Juliet and Romeo a wedding behind their parents' back. They get married. Friar Lawrence allows it. Juliet's cousin comes over. Romeo beats him up for whatever reason. And because of Romeo beating Juliet's cousin up, he was banished by Juliet's family from Verona, their hometown. Juliet loves Romeo so much she'll do whatever. She goes to Friar Lawrence. She gets a potion from him just to put her to sleep and act like she's dead from her family. Romeo comes in. He sees that the love of his life is dead on her tomb. He can't take it. Friar Lawrence looks away for a minute, but Romeo drinks real poison and kills himself. As Julia wakes up from her potion, she sees the love of her life dead next to her. The pain is too much, and she stabs herself and dies next to her love. Their family feud stops there. Shakespeare wrote that play because he wanted to explain the worst absolute situation two lovers can be in. And he accomplished that, even in the 1500s. Right now, you might be asking, how exactly did he change the world? I have a couple of reasons. I'm sure I'll answer your questions. One of the few reasons is language and literature. While writing his plays, poem, and other stuff, he used different and complex words to describe emotion, feelings, expressions, mood, ambiance, and so much more. Using these words changed English, made it renamed and renewed. He made 3,000 English words that we use today, like bandit, advertising, jaded. Without Shakespeare, American literature would not exist today. He literally combined classical and medieval literature and created modern day literature. New ideas on how to write something with emotion and inspiration to future playwriters. Another reason was theater. For Romeo and Juliet, he combined romance with tragedy, which was never done before. It was a huge inspiration, of course, for many more playwriters to learn from this. This is where we get our movies, our TV shows. Where did it come from? Shakespeare. He changed English theater by emphasizing plot, the language, the mood, what it was. He changed it all. Another reason he changed the world was his impact on society, of course. How did he impact it? He gave life lessons. We still need those today. He gave us insight that love is not always good and it can be the worst. Also, manipulation, showing us by having someone so easily say a few words to just a group of people and they believe the person saying it because that's how our mind works. In the tragedy of Julius Caesar, that happened in this example. Also, this might be hard to believe, but Shakespeare did teach us some savage words and phrases that we use today. Good riddance, knock knock, who's there? Or you green-eyed monster. They didn't come from the blue, it was Shakespeare. And these are just a few statements that we use today. If you hear the music playing, it's what you're thinking. Renaissance era time. Shakespeare was born during the Renaissance and helped the Renaissance. So let me be here to explain that for you. He did influence the Renaissance by expanding the English vocabulary. With the addition of the printing press coming in England in 1475, he was able to get Roman and Greek books. He then readapted and rewrote them for himself, just to keep it alive. He portrayed character with humanistic ideals, using characters from all social classes. Women were thoughtful, monarchs made mistakes, and the common folk were wise. He provided his place for everyone, not just the nobles, because he wanted entertainment to be spread around. The Renaissance wouldn't have happened as big as it did without help from Shakespeare, of course. He brought freedom, humanity, and appreciation to classics to the Renaissance. New words and phrases were invented by him and brought out emotional depth in fictional characters. And where do we get that now? Fan fiction, fiction, non-fiction. We can feel their emotion. They can make us cry by reading books. How are we able to do that? Thank you for watching this episode of Infographics by Ash. I hope you like it, Miss Valencia. I'm sorry it wasn't better. How was my house? Stay safe, Miss Valencia. Bye.